Okay, the round robin continues. Captain's Clash Europe, everybody. The new tournament. We have 6 teams. A full round robin is being played out with best of 3s. The top 4 teams advance to the final round of the tournament, and the bottom 2 teams drop out. So now we got Team Disciple against Team Dynouh. This is actually Dynouh's first match, so the first series that the red team plays in the tournament here. Teams have been created through an auction system. Captains were chosen, and then through an auction system they picked the players for their team. So these are not the typical predetermined teams, which is also of course why the teams are named after the captain. Disciples team did actually extremely well in their first match. They played against Team Khaldor already earlier and were able to take that one. So yeah, kudos to them. Well done. And now we'll actually just see how this is going to play out. By the way, I am not quite sure if this already came up or not, but I assume that on YouTube for the round robin phase it's pretty much impossible to give you guys any kind of like big information around the bracket. For the playoff phase I will try to get a bracket back in, but since this is also not done on like a play day setup where every team has the same amount of games played after one play day, so to say, this doesn't tell you anything. I'm going to try to give you some information on how currently in every single game that we play, on how the situation looks and what's important, but yeah, I can't do the bracket thing for something like a round robin if I'm not myself having full access to all of the tournament details there. So yeah, I'm sorry for that. Again, I'm trying to supply as much of the brackets lately, but there's some things that are just not working. Once we're in the playoffs, I'll try to get back to it. And again, if you're watching this on YouTube and you appreciate actually all the extra effort, then hit that like button. And more importantly, hit that sub button, because I know that a ton of you haven't done that yet, and it really helps the channel and also to promote the videos a little bit more. So if you want to have more stuff, hit those buttons a little bit harder. Blaze-Tyrael. Starting things up for Team Dynouh, by the way. Plus Malfurion. I mean, Tracer's already banned. She was banned pretty quickly here. Heading into Infernal Shrines, our first map. Vala gets banned too. There's no draft tools by the... sorry, no draft rules. So, no, you can only play a hero once here or anything of the sorts. So, they can play the same heroes over and over again if they want here. So, vanilla tournament. Well, let's see how this is going to work out on the red team side, because with that lineup, am really curious to see what kind of pick they are making for damage. Vala was something that Team Disciple was a bit worried about. Dynouh obviously here on the draft. If this was again Hazop's team, I would have said maybe Sergeant Hammer is something that they're going to play. Greymane is always really nice with this, but do you play him here or not? We'll see. Again, for the opponent, for Team Disciple, he could play Sophia again. He has actually played Sophia already in the tournament. With success, of course. Always underrated, but they go for Varian and for Tyrande, so it's a sniper comp that they're lining up. With Hanzo and the potential Arrow as another stun follow-up, and the Haka, of course, with the Tom. So, final 2 picks. Yeah. Mage, of course, another really good option if they want to have some AoE. Gul'dan, Mephisto, just 2 examples. Medivh, nice. Medivh and Cassia. Boah, they're going all in on the defense. Okay. Medivh and Cassia, they're going ham on that. I like it. Still, that was not something that I saw coming. For a typical Medivh composition, I would have expected some other choices. Medivh into combustion, you heard it here first. Well, and then over on the left. Let's see what we get as our final pick. Is Disciple going for the mage? Yes! It's Sophia time again. Nice! Well, here we go. Map number 1. It's Team Dynouh against Team Disciple, and we're headed for Infernal Shrines. Let's go! Game number 1. Team Disciple with Orphea, played by Disciple herself. We got a Scorch on Tyrande, Morenas on Hanzo, then the account Tot Snaps, aka Nagrom, playing Varian. And the Haka, played by Hubi. What is this? No! No! Nope. Don't do this to me. It's taunt. It's 100% taunt. On the red side, we have Team Dynouh with Captain Rex on Furion, Dynouh on Medivh, Cure on Cassia, Bad Benny on Tyrael, and Copenhagen on Blaze. So I'm not quite sure why exactly he goes for the High King's quest here, but again, this is a typical taunt play. So I know that there are a couple of people that are super excited right now. They're looking at this and they're like, it's gonna be the meme blades. Other people are gonna be, it's gonna be Smash! And no, it's not. You have Tyrande as a follow-up. You're definitely going taunt. It's the main tank as well. This is taunt, taunt, nothing but taunt. But he decides that he wants to go into the High King's quest anyways. So, alright. A little bit more on the damage output, I suppose. Or it's just, yeah, maybe it's just muscle memory. Maybe we have a dirty Windblade picker over here on the blue team, and he didn't realize that he's now playing for the big boys again in a tournament environment and needs to leave the memes at home in a closet. So, could be anything. 12 stacks for Medivh. Great start for Dynouh on the hero here. So, yeah, lots of good stacks for him. We'll see how much further he's going to go with that. And all the way up at the top, we got Dehaka just sitting on the side. And the first camps are, of course, slowly about to be taken too. Once at level 4... Oh, that is ballsy, my friend. Bad Benny! Bad Benny is trying to turn himself into Dead Benny, huh? Yeah, Ophir comes in. Another attack. Varian. And Tyrael is gone. But that's a nice explosion right there. Gets the kill on Varian. A Tyrael explosion that gets the kill, and then they take down Blaze. So, yeah, they were pretty ballsy. And to be honest with you, did not really work out all that well. Now, they could have lost a lot more, but as you can see here, it started off with a kill on Tyrael. Then after that, we have more kills coming through. First of all, the Varian explosion was obviously hilarious. But, yeah, that is 2 kills to 1. The camp still claimed. You didn't get your own. Yeah, so a little bit of back and forth here. Taunt is in. And we have it now. To the disappointment of all the Meme Blade fanboys that were still holding out hope here. I know hope dies last, but it was taken away and crushed under the heel of Nagrom's boot. Now, with 16 stacks on Malthael's baseline, we're heading now into the first objective in a moment. So Ophir can start to do a little bit of damage, went into the Ancestral Strength on level 1, and Disciple keeps slapping on that hero. Disciple is a monster with that hero. His win rate on Ophir is ridiculous, but people allow it through. He is able to pick it reliably and is having some great success with it. So right now we have first objective up. Blaze still at the top against Dehaka. Needs to be careful because of the camp. Only the blue team, by the way, claimed this. And since this is also the first time that we're seeing Dynouh's team in action, which is obviously stacked. I mean, Cure, Benny, Dynouh, Captain Rex here. Like, this is just bananas. But this is the first time that we see them. And we still don't really know about all of the power levels in their group and who's going to struggle, who's going to be able to easily make it out into the playoffs. And at least thus far, Team Disciple has been doing exceptionally well in the round robin. They defeated Hazov's team. So, can they go a little bit further here? Copenhagen is coming in to help out, but there's a big lead already on the objective. That portal aggression is, of course, always something that you need to be super careful about. And, yeah, playing this out, gets a taunt. Yeah, asking for that a little bit too much. And at some point, they're just going to be like, alright, you want to die? You're going to die. It's fine. They slow down the objective a little bit. Morenas jumps out. Portal is again up. Nice, done. Beautiful stun from Tyrande. And Hanzo actually makes it out. That's a wild escape here. They're about to hit the Tong, I guess. No, they want to go for Medivh. Yeah, if Medivh dies, that would of course be the dream. He's at 28 stacks right now. If you can get that kill, whew, it is a party and a half then. 2 kills to 2. The move with the Punisher at the bot lane. And Blaze still all alone at the top. Yeah, he's totally free here. Can do his thing. But they want damage. Damage. Get that fort. And it doesn't seem like they can. I suppose a big part of this was the hope that they can take down a hero, initiate with the Punisher jump, get the stun out, and then follow with Varian and lock the taunt in. But that hasn't really played out yet. Now Dehaka is still mirroring the movements of Blaze as best as he can. But there's a bit of a lead in experience for Team Dynouh. Slight advantage. Nothing major. Down at the bottom of the map, still next attack coming in. Morena's already sitting tight, alright. Nagrom also could make the next play here. He's already looking at that. In comes Disciple, trying to get those hits in. With your fear damage, the stun not connecting, and Disciple finds himself in trouble. Moves back out, uses the mobility. And the Haka also just a tad too late. If he comes a bit earlier, then maybe they can get a quick lick. But since they weren't able to do that, it allowed Blaze for more time alone at the top lane. So, yeah, Copenhagen moves back out, but that's the entire wall now destroyed. Middle of the map, level 10 abilities now. Judgment. Okay, so they come in with Judgment. They have Valkyrie on top of it. And we get the ley line, of course. And on the other side, it is the Eternal Feast. And this could get interesting as well, of course. More like a zoning tool for now. There's Judgment into Valkyrie, and that's the delivery system. The kill is there. Hanzo still connects his arrow, but obviously with Tyrande already gone, that's the end of it. But that was actually quite nice. You get, ooh, the counter kill, and that's maybe even a double. They go over Benny, and is he gonna be able to get out? Cassia is gone, but Disciple in the back is gonna die to Blaze. Tyrael is also dead. It's just dying everywhere. Death and decay. People are dying all over the place. The quest has been completed by Dynouh as he goes toe-to-toe with Varian. That's an interesting one. I was waiting for Varian to get another taunt through, but he didn't have the cooldown ready. One of the big advantages of Dynouh was, of course, that the fight took place in a minion wave. Like with some minion wave support, at least initially. Later on it was the blue team that had too much. So Dynouh also moved out here, but that was some wild action. 5 kills to 4. And the next objective up soon, but yeah, they are going all out already in game number 1 here. And 2 of the quests now completed, so 2 rewards are in. So 2 of the quests completely done. And we'll see if he completes the entire thing. But up to now, he is starting to slowly get there. I like the combo though. This Judgment in the Valkyrie comp is actually pretty sweet. So, yeah, down here again. Trying, and Eternal Feast was used just to move them back out. Okay. So, let's go. There's the next attack coming in. Yeah, Varian. 7 seconds for another taunt. Valkyrie. They're moving out, and again, it's Tyrande that gets targeted. Of course, I mean, duh. Of course they're targeting her. Portals. And he gets away? What? Okay, Tyrande is able to get out. Not bad. Those are some serious dodge skills. Well done, Scourge. Round of applause. Round of applause over here. That was a lot harder than it looked. When those portals popped up, I thought Tyrande is a goner. But that was pretty sweet. So, up at the top, the next fight is coming in. Varian wants his rematch against Malfurion, maybe. Dynouh's already flying through here, and they're already on each other. But there's the next hit. Taunt not out yet. Blaze with the jet propulsion. They're focusing again on Varian, trying to get some extra hits in. And in the back, Eternal Feast trying to control that point, and they get the kill on Cassia. They were splitting the opponent's team with the ult. Now the quest is completed for Varian, and that unleashes his final form to take on Medivh and pluck that Raven. Yep. But, well, as it turns out, we now have the Punisher. Mortar Punisher is taken. So their play is actually pretty smart. They teed this all up with the ult of Orphea. Now they're getting a follow-up on Tyrael. Taunt is also ready, and the ley line has to be used by Medivh. Yeah, Medivh, once again, just being a little bit on the sneaky side as usual. I mean, he is a little bit of a shifty guy. Cheating on 20, the ley lines, the shields, the portals. So, yeah. It's a little bit of a party trick, kind of nice. But not somebody that I would trust. Okay, one level of a lead. They want the kill. There's the taunt and bunker. Yeah. Nice cooldown trade. Great cooldown trade for them. So, yeah, no problem there. That's another 70 seconds that Blaze doesn't have his ult. Could help him in teamfight, of course. So now we got 30,000 damage for Cassia. We got 36,000 for Hanzo. Tyrande, again, she died once. Orphea is getting quite close on the damage output too. But we are now in that situation on Inferno Shrines where you're starting to take a lead in experience that translates into a tangible advantage around a talent and could be used for the objective. So 16 is soon going to kick in. I assume that Team Dynouh is going to be able to get 16 for the next objective as well. Don't think that there will be a big gap. But this gap can be extended. And at level 20, it could become a big problem. So Varian is now going into the banner of Stormwind. We have also Hanzo. He's going more with the arrow with the piercing arrows right now. And they are attempting to apply some pressure with the lead that they now have on talents for the time being at the bottom spot. But even that is not really working out too well. So yeah, that's the next thing. Haka already up at the top. Copenhagen, jet propulsion, can they taunt again? And the answer is yes! They come in with a taunt, but they are not really syncing the two abilities up properly. There's the ult on the other hand. And of course we still have the bunker available, so he can use that, but I think this time he's dead. This time he's not going to get out of this. He can play the ring around the rosy play a little bit, but eventually he is going to die. So Blaze is gone. The team tried to rotate in and help him out, but those are the moves from Team Disciple that just set them apart. They come in with another taunt on Cassia, and instantly Disciple himself is on the side. They get the stun, but they play with judgment, and Disciple just doesn't give a shit. He moves back out and she slaps them. Disciple just slaps them. He sees a cheek and he slaps it hard. And then he gets killed because the caster curse is just stronger than he is. It is the strongest force in the known universe. Especially in the Nexus, the caster curse. Praise a player and he will surely die a moment later. I still gotta say, I love his Orphea. I'm usually not a big Orphea fan. But Disciple on Orphea is just amazing. It's a lot of fun. And Team Dynouh is currently struggling against that. So now we have Dehaka at the bottom of the map, slowly doing his thing and escorting a couple more minions in so that the damage on the fort can come through. But yeah, if they ever add a Khaldor hero in the game, one of my ults will be the Khaldor curse. Oh no, the arrow misses. Oh, but Q is mega low. If that arrow connected, boy, oh boy, would that have been a disaster. But them dodging it, or not at least connecting, that was big. Now the Haka is gone. They're going for Tyrande. Run! Run, Forest, run! And she's dead. Yep, so that is Team Dynouh fighting back pretty hard and heavily. 7 kills to 7 and now both on the same talent. But yeah, if I ever make it into the Nexus, I would have the Caster Curse as one of my ults. 100%. I'm not 100% certain yet what that does. I mean, I think it functions a little bit like Malthael's ult, just with 100% kill guarantee. And right now, I mean, apparently I didn't only curse him, I cursed the entire team, because ever since I praised Disciple and his team, all of a sudden, not only did he die, but his team just completely got melted away here, is now losing a fort at the top lane, so the entire thing is flipped on its head right now. I mean, I need to let them know my PayPal account, honestly. I mean, guys, link is in the description, PayPal right there. Before the match, send me a discreet donation, and I'll talk about the other team. Channeling the power. This power is being wielded with great responsibility, but not for free. If you can do something well, then yeah. But it doesn't fail. Strongest power in the Nexus at work. Hanzo is dead, and, well, that is the first one to fall, but probably not the last. Maybe a kill on Tyrael? Can he get Malfurion? Oh, that would be nice. They lose the fort. That's the first thing that happens. But Cure, low and gone. Cure is low and gone. 19, 20, soon kicking in. They want Dynouh, and they're getting Dynouh. Yeah. He's gone. Dynouh's gone too. 9 kills, 2-9. And now they're starting to go in for Bad Benny, and they drop him as well. So it seems that they made Team Disciple angry. Team Disciple got a little bit angry over here and is now starting to crush things. There's still the push at the bottom of the map that needs to be dealt with, though. Both of the teams on 20. So Medivh is going to start cheating. I guess we're going to get the Angel of Justice, or are we? That's actually a good question. Probably not. Tyrael, so far everything the time we... No, we do. Okay, so they're still going for Angel of Justice here on level 20. Yeah, a little bit of attack at the top side fort. Bottom fort is, by the way, also very low. So all of the keeps are still in play. They're trying to go for some fort damage here. Or Fia could try and take out the one at the bottom of the map, and then they still have the play to be done up at the top. We're now having, in addition to that, 65,000 on Hanzo and 50,000 on Cassia. Okay, and there it is. Catapult is gone. Well, sorry, catapults are not spawning. The fort is gone. But at the top side, that's where we still have one standing. And this they should probably try and take down if they can, because that's where the next objective spawns, and you want to make sure that your opponent doesn't have a fountain any longer on that same lane. So, yeah. Cams are still being claimed, but this is a wild start into the series. I mean, quick reminders, game number 1. Blaze, yeah, gets slapped a little bit. Rushes away. The arrow! Yeah, the arrows of Hanzo, the last ones have not connected. Morenas is starting to struggle with those a little bit. Some obviously high risk, high reward, but still, that one didn't really do a lot for them. Will be back for the objective, so they're going to be totally fine here. So it's not like he made a massive mistake not landing that thing. Again, you can take some risks, especially when you know that you still have time before the big team fight around the objective comes out. Disciple is now sitting at 56,000 damage, so still behind Hanzo, but ahead of anyone else. Hanzo's at 66k. Yeah, and the goats. Down at the bottom of the map, Copenhagen with the next camp. So yeah, the red team is taking the initiative here. Medivh is cheating, imprisoning Light, and Dehaka is also taking the camp at the top. Topside fort, by the way, has been destroyed as already predicted. Dehaka was immediately on it, and now we have each team without a fort. And yeah, they want Dehaka. Uh-oh, they could get Dehaka. There's the judgment, dodged out. Ubi's dying everything that he can. Varian is here too. They're trying to go for the taunt, but Varian himself also needs to be careful. Stun into stun, and here's the Eternal Feast. Big hits coming, nice. Yeah, they're getting some good hits in on the rest of the team, but it seems that everybody's still going to be able to escape here. Another nice slap from Afia, but the shield was there from Medivh. So that was special. Both of the teams with some really nice defensive plays, and especially, of course, kudos to Dehaka for surviving here. The team was immediately backing him up, but they were able to get out of this, so that's not that easy. Dehaka could have fallen here, and now they get the lead on the objective, as the red team is trying to recover, of course, as well. A lot of ults have been used in the last battle. Ophia's gonna have hers up in just a few. Yeah, Tyrael is taking position. Here comes no taunt, but the aggression on Cure at least. And Dehaka is now rejoining the fight right away. Not wasting anything. The kill on Cassia, the main damage gone. The ley line not successful enough. They're trying to portal back out. Varian is a bit low, is still attempting to engage and has another taunt up now. But yeah, they're already out of harm's way. Doesn't change the fact that, of course, with Cassia gone and Cure eliminated, we now have the main damage dealer by far on the red team side dead. And them going for an easy objective at the top. Also, when we're talking about Cure, I guess at this point everybody knows, but just in case that you are living under some kind of like rock, Cure is American. Cure is from the US, lives in the US, and plays on Europe. So he's playing cross-server right now, which increases his ping. Not unplayable. He's been playing here for quite some time with Europeans playing on NA tournaments as well. But still as a bit of a side note that he has definitely a bit of a disadvantage when it comes to a lot of these engagers. So should point that out. Leyline being used here once again, but that keep is already under pressure. Lots of pressure. 11 kills to 9. The jump, they're trying to follow up on it. Disciple looking for opportunities again as the keep falls and the blue team decides to back out. We're 21 minutes in. The catapults are going to hit, and they're going to hit hard. And here is now the moment where they have taken the lead and need to try and see how they can best play around it and lock in a victory in this game. But they've done overall well so far. So yeah, nice moves. So yeah, a little bit of a play down here at the 1. We have down here at the bush, we have a little bit of a play being made. And let's see what else they're getting. Couple of camps. The problem obviously that we're now having on the side of Team Dynouh is that they don't have a global. The Haka can, yeah, as long as he's not getting killed, can do a lot. Medivh is moving you from lane to lane a little bit faster. But again, a real proper global is only, there's only the Haka. And he has the wave clear, of course. We're talking about wave clear. He's sitting at 162,000 wave clear. That's just barely behind Blaze, sorry, ahead of Blaze. But still, it's actually behind Ophia. But the side lane value that he gives right now is massive. So they're all dancing around again, looking for kills, looking for opportunities. Here comes Varian, taunt, lick, and forcing the bunker, I assume. Nope, totally fine here. Trying for the ult again. But this is a relatively short cooldown that Ophia has there. But now, of course, they don't have it here. Okay, so there's the next attack. Again, the stun from Tyrande as a follow-up. Could go for Undersmark. The ley line to save the day again. But they're starting to attack. The Haka with the essence. Tyrande gets hunted by Tyrael. And also trapped. And there's the imprisoning light and the kill. If not for the holy ground there, that would not have happened. So, fantastic move by Bad Benny. Bad Benny morphed into good Benny for that play. Trapped them completely and got the kill. It was not just the judgment. It was really more so the trap and then Tyrande being like, I can't get out of here. So, that's now 40 seconds without her. What can you do in those 40 seconds? And the answer is very likely, not much. Objective hasn't been announced yet. Won't be spawning in time. Yeah, that's enough time for Tyrande to move. That's not going to be a problem. So, really cool move by Benny. He gives a map control. They can go for a few camps here. But generally speaking, it's not enough. Hanzo and Ophia still fighting for the top spot in damage. 87 to 84,000. And then Cassia for the red team with 63k. So, another camp. Yeah, the Haka. There's obviously in catapults at the top that we still need to consider. Tyrande's now on the way. They had the early position here. Tyrael says hello. Tyrande's coming in from the side. Tyrael falling back for now. Oh, Benny. Yeah, cordoning them off completely. Using the holding ground to slow them down a bit more. The Haka is there. Starts to tunnel in. Ult already. Ah, here comes the play for Tyrande again. They want her and they get her. Wow, I didn't actually think that would connect. But it did. So they can't get the kill, but they certainly gave him a bit of a heart attack. As Cure gets crushed and Medivh falls. Ophia slapping all day, every day. Disciple is a monster on this Heroes. He is an absolute monster on that bad boy. Gets 3 kills, and that brings them into the perfect spot. They're trying to get also Malfurion down at the bottom of the map, and of course he will die as well. This looks like it might just be lights out. They come in, they get the kill. Nicely done. Ophia with the big plays here initially, then they come in and they also drop Tyrael, so they go straight for the core, and this is going to be victory in game number 1 for the blue team. Once again, it's Disciple and his team that are just absolutely running amok in these games. Well done. 25 minutes in, and the blue team takes the W. So, yeah, Infernal Shrines goes to Team Disciple. GG, and well played. We're going to head straight into game number 2, but before we do, once again, guys, if you enjoy the coverage on the channel here, if you enjoy the match, please like and subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. It also helps to boost the game to an even wider audience. And of course, it helps to get people back into Heroes of the Storm, as the algorithm recommends the videos to people that were interested in Heroes of the Storm in the past. So again, before I continue, if you haven't done it yet, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Appreciate it. And with that, we're heading straight into the second map of the series. Dragonshire! So, Team Disciple is in the lead as we are heading into the next one. Yeah, it took a second to host the map, so I mean, Disciple, fantastic plays there. But we also had a little bit of a talk. I mean, again, videos on YouTube are obviously delayed, so if the YouTube audience listens to this. But the last week, the Sydney Sweeney jeans ad controversy has taken place. And this is one of those moments where I just shake my head the entire day and want to bang my head into the wall, because I'm like, how desperate do you have to be to call something like Nazi in order to see like Adolf everywhere? A jeans ad with a silly wordplay, and people lost their mind. And then continued to call her mid. Still baffling to me. That woman is hot as hell. There is a reason why she's in a lot of movies. And I was about to say, I don't think it's her acting skills, but I don't know about her acting skills, because it's usually not what I pay attention to. So yeah, maybe that outs me. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's just what it is. And by the way, I have to say this before we're heading deeper into the draft, because somebody also said that she doesn't have a butt. Can somebody please explain to me when this trend happened that now people want to have like massive butts and actually have butt implants? When has that become a thing? I don't understand. I'm looking like I've seen pictures of this stuff and I'm just like, this doesn't look good. This is horrible. It's obviously personal preference. I get that, duh. But apparently I live in some kind of bubble where all of my friends think it's absolutely disgusting. Nobody likes it, but there must be a market out there for something. But like, who comes up with the idea to get butt implants? Like, ah! Sometimes I think the asteroid cannot hit us quickly enough. Seriously. That asteroid, there are days right now where I'm rooting for the asteroid. It's like, it's wild. What about it, Tracer? Wanna have some butt implants? So, Hansa is the first pick. Oh my god. Most plastic surgery, like, again, I understand that there is a lot of guys out there that like this stuff, but most plastic surgery is not my thing. Like, the duck lips, like blowjob lips. When I see somebody walk around like that, I just can't. And it usually comes also with Botox face, so you immediately look like a lizard. It's insane. It's just like, I don't know. I think sometimes, I must be from like some different generation or something, but yeah. It's one of the things I never got. If you feel prettier with that, hey, you do you. But I'm apparently outside of that whole bubble, which I'm pretty happy about. But well, yeah, it is what it is. So, I don't even know how we ended up here. Doesn't really matter either way. We have an awesome series so far. Let's face it, game number 1 was great. Now we go for Hogga. We have Malfurion. I still haven't seen a ban on Orphea. And you know what? At this point, I'm just rooting for my boy. Disciple, whenever they don't ban Orphea, pick Orphea and just slap them all day, every day, until they learn their lesson. If you don't learn your lesson, you are gonna get slapped. And you're gonna get slapped hard. So, we'll see. I don't think that I want to see that much Orphea play on the other hand. But then again, we need the Orphea respect ban. We need it. At this point, it just has to happen. So, what gets banned against the Team Sylvanas? Okay. Alright. Yeah, with Dragonshire being the map, if you get that DK and then you push, we'll see. But that leaves us. I mean, potentially Cure is now... Cure could rotate into the side lane position. But Copenhagen, do we see Copenhagen really on anything else but a side laner? Probably not. So when it comes to the way that they created the team here, Copenhagen is likely going to be the one. They could go for a triple front line. Now that's the thing. So if Copenhagen, for example, decides that he wants to play a more aggressive side laner, then they could use Urel from Cure. So this could actually be an easy swap. And I can totally see that happening, even right here now. But we get Diablo first for Nagrom. And then we get for Disciple. Just do it. Run with it. Ah, it's Malthael. Okay. Alright, alright. It's Malthael. And then last but not least, Cure. Are we going to get the triple frontline for them as well? I think we should. They can easily swap Copen to someone else. Well, Urel to someone else and then Copen on a different hero. And actually Lunara. So we get a little bit of Bambi time. But they're hesitating a lot for the pick. So, what's it going to be? We're getting... Oh, Ophir! I see what you did there. You're like, let me show you how Ophir has played. The gauntlet has been thrown, ladies and gentlemen. That is a declaration of war, if I've ever seen one. Okay. Let's go. Dragonshire, ladies and gentlemen. Dynouh against Disciple. Alright. So, Team Dynouh, they threw down the gauntlet for map number 2. Yeah, Dynouh himself, look at that. Yeah, that's a declaration of war if I've ever seen one. On the left side, we have Team Disciple with Ubi on Malthael. We get Morenas on Hanzo. We got Disciple on Hogger, Nagrom on Diablo, and Scorch on Malfurion. Over on the right side of the map, we currently got Q on Lunara, we got Copenhagen on Urel, Bad Benny with Laws of Hope is playing Johanna, and then Dynouh on Orphea with Captain Rex on Rhaegar. Okay, show me what you got. Show me what you got. At this point, it's going to be interesting to see how the blue team deals with it. I mean, they have an Orphea god in their midst, so if anybody is able to keep track of her movements, shut her down, it should be them. So, I absolutely love by... Oh, that's a kill, isn't it? Oh no, they actually survived. Nice. You gotta love the sass of Dynouh here. We are thinking the entire time, they're gonna ban Orphea. Is Disciple gonna play her again? Dynouh then just says, like, you know what? How about I play her? How about I actually play that hero? And yep, that's exactly what they're doing. So now at the top, we got Urel already sitting tight. Laws of Hope is gonna alleviate a little bit of the pressure from Rhaegar. Oh, they go for Nagrom, and they get the kill. The poor Diablo ragdoll gets absolutely crushed. The ragdoll mechanics in the game are actually top notch, I gotta say. Benny also with an absolute epic and unique mount, which I can absolutely appreciate. At least we didn't get the horrible shit lizard. So yeah, that one isn't in. At least I haven't seen it yet. Rhaegar needs a little bit of an assistance, I think, here. Orphea is already on the way. We have now the attack in the middle. Yeah, a bit of a bully play against Jojo maybe even. But top side, that's where Malthael and Urel are still saying hello here for now. So Copenhagen pushing this around down at the bottom of the map. There's an next little move being made. We already have the Hand of Freedom. And we got the Blossom Spell. And then with Orphea, not the same build. Deviates away a bit. We get Allegrissimo. Papa, pizza, 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 spaghetti. Pizza, pepperoni. And Allegrissimo. And then Lunara dies. Exactly. So, as... Oh. That could have been... That could have been maybe even a follow-up kill if they are able to pull something off there. And you know what? It's still a chance. There's the push. Diablo, that is honorable Sudoku if I've ever seen one. If that is not an honorable Subaru, then I don't know what is. I mean, Come on, Nagro. There's aggressive, and then there's this. He's just like, he thought he played Genji. He comes in and he's like, I got this. I'm like, dude, we didn't open the wall yet. Like, you can't get out. It's like, I got it. Maybe he thought they were playing with Anduin or something. But yeah, that could have been a save, but it wasn't. So unfortunate. He's like, pull me out, pull me out. I'm like, I'm Malfurion, dude. I have feathers. I'm a bird. I have like moss in my hair, and I'm old. I got arthritis. So they okay. I was thinking if they can corner her here, made a bit of body blocking, then maybe they are able to get some more damage in before she jumps out. But not quite. So the blue team has now double control on the shrines for now. We get still some extra damage against Scourge here. And he doesn't like Lunara. He doesn't like Lunara at all. So for now we got also the Choke and Pollen. So Blossom Spell into Choke and Pollen. Level 7 talents on both sides. 2 kills to 1. Nothing too insane happening, honestly, from the way they're currently playing this out. Still some aggressive plays and moves every now and then as they're moving between the lanes and try to set some ganks up. As you can see here, for example. Not really a problem for Malfurion, though. But they're starting to come in again. And can they... it doesn't really seem like they can get a kill. Rhaegar was able to move out already. It's not a problem for him either. And... yep, for now, they are just going through the motions. I think with level 10 things will change, but they're battling it out for the shrine control. Morenas is a bit low after the recent attack from Lunara, so he might need a visit here. Hogger in the middle also getting attacked, and he's at least able to escape. But the red team now has full control. Hogger would have been able in the middle to at least get one interrupt going, I suppose. But down at the bottom we already had Hanzo retaking the shrine control, so they're fine. 4 or 5 minutes in, and we haven't seen an objective yet, but they're obviously gonna target that. And now just a little bit of a ping-pong play here from Disciples team. But it's the blue team that have now the next shot at the Dragonite. Camp is taken. Yeah, Ophia still moving out here. Eventually we're gonna get that epic duel between Disciple and Ophia. It's gonna happen. And if Ophia wins now as well, then obviously it's all becoming a win rate question. So Dynouh's a bit low. But he gets the full assist from the rest of the team, so they have zero problems keeping her safe. If anything, then it's Hogger that has a problem now, but he's still able to pog out. What about Diablo? They're trying to re-engage. Oh, Rhaegar! Rhaegar got nearly wrecked there. If we had level 10, if this was like a few seconds later, that last rites would have absolutely murdered him. But of course, instead it's Malthael that dies, and they come in and take down Johanna. Jojo is gone, and Diablo gets killed as well. The ult just came a bit too late, and now we have Morena's fall as well. Ophia with a kill. They try to go for Malfurion, and they drop him too. It's a slaughter here. The blue team is losing way too many heroes, and now they're losing Disciple on Hogger, so he's dead, and essentially it's a 5-man team wipe. They got basically the entire team here, is what they did. And yeah, that's 7 kills to 2. Bit more than half a level lead. And they are looking clean. Bot lanes where we're getting the next camp taken. Damage output of Fia with 28,000. So, yeah, Dynouh, he made the big play with the pick. And currently he's living up to it. Currently he is doing exactly what he's supposed to do here. And Lunara is, by the way, also chipping in a lot of damage here. So Cure, he is just crushing. Great ults from him as well, and now just the continued pressure at the bottom of the map, which allows them to take that wall out. So 7 kills to 2 in total. Diablo's still busy in the middle. Another ult from Ophia, the arrow from Hanzo, and Dibbles is alive. Makes it. But I'm not so sure about Malfurion. He should have maybe walked away a little bit faster. The Dragonite is taken, that's good, but Malfurion is gone. Bullied by Copenhagen, who still has his ult and might have to use it, but is able to jump out, as Ophia is the one dealing with the Dragonite in the middle of the map currently. But that fight down here still continues. They're still looking for kill opportunities. Hogger still has a shockwave. So that's actually what I expected to play a bigger role here, that he uses that a bit earlier, if he can. Somehow forces that. Can they kill Benny? Even if they come in here? I don't really think so. So Benny is playing this also really safe. Yeah. And they got the level 13 talent now. So, what is Benny's APM, by the way? That's an interesting one. Oh, Malfurion, 124 here. Uh-oh. Hanzo! Yep, that's another one dead. Morenas died now over and over again, so bad news for Morenas here and bad news for Malfurion. The two of them gone means that we now have 10 kills to 2 and level 13 talents for both of the teams. But I gotta say that the last couple of minutes were a bit rough for the blue team. The only saving grace was them getting a Dragonite that, to be fair, didn't really do a whole lot. Besides them grabbing the objective, they just lost hero after hero after hero. Every single teamfight that we've seen, they got murdered. It just continues. Diablo engages, dies. Malthael dies. Big shockwave from Hogger, but he just can't get the kills. They need somebody else there. Look how low everybody is. Just imagine if there was anyone else there. Hanzo with an arrow follow-up, like whatever it may be. They could have killed so many, but it's really just the red team understanding how far and how deep they can go in these battles. They pick up their kills and then they move out. Yeah. And the blue team gets desperate, throws more bodies at them, and think that that solves the problem. And currently it just doesn't. So the gap in experience is extending time and time again, which now leads us to a level 16 advantage in a couple of seconds. And that is going to be a massive, massive advantage for the red team. So Team Dynouh is looking fantastic in game number 2. Way better right now. Yeah, and of course, few camps still about to be taken. Jojo was sitting at the side there. Yeah. Don't think we can actually get a quick kill. I suppose the hope was that somebody made a stupid move, moved in, got a blessed shield to the face, and then they follow up with the rest of the team. They're trying with Diablo right now, and they actually get the kill. Diablo dies. He didn't have the soul stacks right now. So he's gone. Ophia is able to get the kill here. They're heavily invading. The red team is getting absolutely hyper-aggressive in this game now. Malfurion gets slowed down, and Scorch is dead. That is 16 kills to 2. They need to start taking some structures out here. This is getting ridiculous. If you are that far ahead in kills and you're as dominant as the red team in team fights, you need to get something out of it. You need to make some plays. Instead, they're actually losing hit points at the bottom 4 tier, which is dropping lower and lower. Dynouh himself is now starting to take care of that situation. But again, if you are that far ahead, you need to make some moves. Top 4 is the only one that has been eliminated. Everything else is still standing here. So getting a Dragonite would already be a nice move. But yeah. Lunara is going to be the one. Bambi wants to be a battle dragon. For good reason. If you're a Dragonite, by the way, shouldn't you have a shield? The battle axe, fair enough. I mean, normally I would say like knight, I associate that with the sword. If you're more, if you want an axe, that's fair. But I think we should have a shield here. Like a real knight is supposed to have a shield. So Dragonite with the damage in the middle. The rest of the team is down at the bottom of the map and wants to go for Diablo, who goes for the barbecue, more for self-preservation than anything else. The Dragonite is already done in the middle, so they're going to come down to the bottom of the map to try and take the next fort out. Nice! Good damage, but no, they get the kill. They actually get the kill. They don't get the stack from Malthael, but they do get the kill. And there's the second one. Hogger is dead again, but they took out Johanna, so that's a follow-up. And that's actually a positive trade all of a sudden for Team Disciple. They can take the fort at the bottom of the map out, so that's a big one. Take a few forts and structurally at least start to catch up a little bit. They're still a level behind, so still lots to do here. But right now we got for Ophia 66,000 damage.
Hail to the king, baby.
I think at this point we just have to admit, Disciple, impressive, great performance. But Dynouh, yeah, he is currently showing off a little bit. And they go for the Diablo kill. 3 heroes on the map only. Not a problem. Let's go and get that kill. Oh, yep. So they're able to get a kill. They take Diablo out. Now, he had Soul Stack, so he's back. But Narcrom is also on 6 deaths. So 6 deaths are already on his list, which means that he is closing in on 10. Going for the double. Yeah, going for the double digits. There's another last right. And this time Maltha gets the stack. And that was a beautiful arrow. Hanzo, you little god you. Even Rega gets murdered. So that changed things quickly. 8 kills to 18 now all of a sudden. And that was for sure a game-changing moment. First the last rights on Urel, and then they are able to just get the entire rest of the lineup locked down and big damage. So now we have them pushing for the bottom keep. Only Jojo is alive, and she needs to be very careful that she doesn't die here. That bottom keep should actually fall. Another camp has been claimed by Malthael, who's on his way, but it's gonna take Urel another 10 seconds until she's back, and there's no way that she's gonna be here in time to save the keep. I assume they're not gonna try and go for the core, that they're falling back here, and yeah, that's what we're getting. So wild. I mean, again, guys, check out that play. That just flipped the game on its head. Right there. Look at that arrow. Bam! In your face. And then it's the Diablo damage and all that follow-up that they get from it. And there it is. Despite the fact that they're 10 kills behind, they're now ahead in experience, and they have the early level 20 talent. That gives us Hellgate. We're getting the Lunar Shower. And the final curtain. Pressure at the bottom core. It's kind of funny, by the way. They went through the entire bot lane, but they haven't taken out a single fort outside of it. So now it all centers around the objective again and the potential fights that could play off here. We have 1 catapult only. And at the 15-minute mark, that's not going to be enough to damage the core. It's going to take a while. The minion wave that spawns for the red team is going to take that one out. The Dragon Knight, on the other hand, that's a different story. Because they're going to grab this one. Thanks to level 20 talent advantage. And it is Malthael who takes it. So, it's Dragon Knight time. Where do you go from here? Go for the core? Don't think so. So, fort in the middle probably is where they're headed. Oh, the Ancestral! Yeah, Orphea, the second one connects too. This would have been a kill without Rhaegar, and it still is a kill. They go for Dynouh, he's gone. They want Hanzo, but instead I think we're going to see more heroes on the red team die. That's 3 gone, and scratch what I said a second ago, they're definitely going to go for the core now. If you are able to get that many eliminated, then yep, core it is. They're diving a little bit deep for that Urel kill, if you ask me. A little bit too deep. Diablo could even fall here, and Diablo is about to die. So, yeah, Urel is alive and Diablo is dead. I am not so sure if that might not have lost them the opportunity to end the game here. But since the Dragon Knight is doing an enormous amount of damage, nope, they're still going to get it. So this is a victory. Team Disciple with a 2-0 against Team Dynouh. Like, what the hell? GG.